Psalm 91 verses 9 to 13 is one of the most vivid sections of this psalm, emphasizing divine protection for those who trust in God. Let's look at it closely. Because you have made the Lord your dwelling place, the Most High, who is my refuge. No evil shall be allowed to befall you, no plague come near your tent. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. On their hands they will bear you up, lest you strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Verse 9 to 10, God as refuge. The psalmist declares that choosing to dwell in God, living in his presence, not just visiting occasionally, is the foundation of protection. No evil and no plague do not mean believers will never experience hardship, but that ultimate destruction will not touch them. Their lives are preserved under God's sovereign care. Verse 11 to 12, angelic protection. God actively sends his angels to guard his people. This reveals that divine protection is not abstract, but carried out through spiritual agents. These verses were quoted by Satan during Jesus' temptation in the wilderness, Matthew 4 verse 6, Luke 4 verses 10 to 11. Jesus refused to misuse them for self-serving testing of God. The point is not presumption, but trust. The imagery of being lifted up so as not to stumble suggests God's care even in seemingly small dangers. Verse 13, victory over deadly forces. Lion and serpent symbolize both physical and spiritual dangers, wild beasts, poisonous snakes, and also evil powers. God grants his people authority to overcome threats that otherwise would destroy them. Spiritually, this points to triumph over Satan and demonic powers, Luke 10 verse 19. Implications. Safety is tied to intimacy with God. Protection flows not from rituals or formulas, but from abiding in him. The promise doesn't mean immunity from all suffering. Instead, it affirms that nothing can ultimately separate believers from God's care, Romans 8 verses 38 to 39. Even when harm comes, God turns it into spiritual good and eternal preservation. Angels are real, sent by God to protect and assist believers, Hebrews 1 verse 14. This should comfort us without encouraging angel worship. Through Jesus, believers share in victory over sin, death, and demonic powers. Verse 13 foreshadows this authority, which is realized in the New Testament. Jesus' response to Satan reminds us not to manipulate God's promises for selfish or reckless purposes. Trust is active reliance, not testing. In summary, Psalm 91 verses 9 to 13 teaches that those who dwell in God's presence receive divine protection through his power and angelic ministry. They are kept from ultimate harm and empowered to overcome spiritual and physical dangers. It calls believers to trust, not presumption, and points to Christ as the ultimate fulfillment of God's preserving care. It is all about Jesus. Glory be to God.